Hello guys, and welcome to this video. In this video I'm going to be talking to you guys about React useContext. So React useContext is an inbuilt tool which comes with React, and it enables us save things in state which can be accessed throughout the website. It just helps in reducing props drilling basically. So throughout my time searching for documentations about React useContext, I've never really been able to find something which really explained it very well to me. And useContext is something that can be used instead of using a state management system like React Redux, which is a lot more complicated and complex than useContext. So I'll just be showing you guys briefly how to properly use the React useContext. So in this React app right here, it's just a simple app, which this is the app.js, and inside the app.js we have the home components, and inside the home we have a navbar, and this is a navbar. So we want to create something and store it in state in our app.js, and then we want to access it in the navbar, and we want to get it to the navbar without passing it through the home. Normally, if you want to use props, you'd have to pass it as a prop in this home element, and then bring it down, and inside the home you pass it into the navbar, and then you bring it into the navbar. But that's where your React useContext comes in. So it just helps in preventing props drilling. So let's begin. So it comes with React, so you don't need to install anything. And to use it, we just import create context from React. So the next thing to do is to create that which you want to store in the state. So let me say I want to create a user basically. So I'll come over here, and you have to export it so that it can be accessible on all our pages in the website. So export const, let me call it user context. You can call it anything you want. Equals to create context. So we leave that empty for now, and then you can come over here and we'll store it in state. Let me say user set user is equals to use state. And so inside here, let me just store the user's name, which is Michael. And so all you have to do is wrap the element that you need, that particular item. Okay, so where we need it is in the navbar, and the navbar, it's inside the home. So you just wrap the home element, the parent element of whichever element that needs that particular item that has been stored in the state. So you come here and say user context dot provider, and then you wrap it. You can cut this out and wrap the home user context dot provider. Then you provide the value, which is that thing you want to pass into the use context, the context. So the value is this user, which we created in this use state, and we stored Michael in the user. And so let's save that. And then if we go to our website, in the home, we have welcome to the home page, and below that we have our navbar, and inside the navbar we have welcome. So I want to add the name which I stored here in the app.js, which is Michael, and I want to bring it here like welcome Michael. So if you check out the website, we just have welcome to the home page and welcome. So I'll go to the navbar, and then I'll import user context from app. Okay, and then we also import use context. So let me just create it here. Const user is equals to use context. It automatically adds it here. Use context. What context are we using? The user context that we created. Okay, and then over here, if you want to pass a variable in React, you just open this curly bracket and then pass in user. So what we expect to see is this user that we stored in state over here, which is Michael. You see, we didn't pass it as a prop to the home. We didn't pass it as a prop to the home, and we didn't pass it into the navbar, but we've brought it all the way from the app.js into the navbar. So let's check out our website. There we go. Welcome, Michael. So this used context just helps in reducing props drilling, basically. And it's not just one thing you can store. You can store multiple things in the context. So let's take for instance, I want to store like a profile, basically. So I'm going to come here. I create an object, and I can say first name Michael, last name EC, and then probably email, code with michael@gmail.com. So we want to pass this object so that we can use it in our navbar, basically. So let me save this. I'll go to the navbar. So this is an object, basically. So we have to use our object keys to be able to get the value. So inside this app.js, we have user.firstname.lastname.email. That's object destructuring in JavaScript. So I'll come over here, user.firstname. Don't forget to get the spelling. So I want to write welcome, first name, and then last name. So user.last name. So let's check our website. Can you see? We stored an object in state all the way in the app.js, and now we're bringing it into the navbar without passing it as a prop into the home and into the navbar. So it just helps reduce prop drilling. It's a very useful tool which comes with React. So sometimes you might not really need to use React Redux for state management. I actually recommend Redux because it's really advanced and you can store a lot of things there. It's like an advanced version, in my opinion. So the email, let's just copy this down. Let me reduce the fonts. I'm using Tailwind, by the way, the font size. And then I'll clear this one. User.email. So I should see my email below my name. So let's check it out. Exactly. So let me just change this to email. So that is how to use React use context. You can store numbers, you can store booleans, you can store strings, objects, arrays, anything you want. So it's just a really, really helpful and useful tool which comes with React. So that's all for this video. Stay tuned for more helpful tips and tricks just like this one. That will be all for now, and I'll catch you in the next video.